Welcome, Libra, to your 2019 Tarot forecast. Before we get to next year, I just want to go over this year. Know that your cards have been shuffled. They've been meditated and prayed on, so I give you the right advice. But I wanted to save time in these videos and give you better content by allowing me to lay these cards out, study them for a few minutes. But you just have to trust things are the way they were meant to be. So let's start out with last year. Last year, you were on top of the world. Oh my gosh, Swords, this is air sign Libra. This is definitely you. You had everything going. Everything was going fine. Everything was wonderful. And then, wow, you had some things going on. Lots of things going on. Some sleepless nights. Knight of Swords says, brain that doesn't shut off, and that's typical for air signs. We're thinkers, we're doers, we put things into action. So, you are definitely in your element. And then, things got tough. Hard to manage. That's why this card is upside down, the Seven of Swords. As you see, he's holding 5 and he's got 2 stuck into the ground. So that means all your hard work was really hard for you to balance at times. But, being an air sign, we never take on more than we can do. So you did fine, and I'm sure you did your best. Because that's presented by the Queen of Pentacles. Now, when you see the King or the Queen, it can still be male or female. So don't take it as anything, but after a certain amount of time, you felt like you were upside down. You're just holding that coin, that money. And this makes me think everything was about work, and you had no time for fun, which shows me in this. No time for fun. Just busy working, doing your thing. You were focused on that goal, and that goal was making money. So, all those sleepless nights, all those problems you encountered was for one purpose only, to make money. So you came out ahead, you got through that, you got whatever it was that you wanted. So let's take a look at next year. The first card I drew was the Eight of Swords in our element. Swords are air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the Eight of Swords says you're being blinded by something, something you're causing. Your own thoughts are not allowing you to move forward. This card presented upside down, so that tells me it's going to take a while before you resolve this issue. Now, this card is going to go directly on top of the King of Swords. Another interesting thing is 7 out of these cards that I chose for the reading were swords, which is definitely your energy, your air sign, Libra. So the Eight of Swords says, you're only holding yourself back. You need to release some of those feelings that you have, and you'll be able to sleep better. And this card presented itself right next to the 9. So we had the 8 and the 9 of Swords right next to each other. And then the second card for next year is the Ace of Swords. Told you there was a lot of swords and a lot of elements. And the Ace of Swords, usually ace of anything, is a great sign, a new start. But this is telling me your start is going to be delayed. It's going to be delayed because of this card, because of that energy that you're holding yourself back on, that you're just afraid to take that step forward. And I'm telling you, if you take that step, this card says everything will be fine. It's going to take you a little while to figure it out, but you'll be fine. And that's signified by the King of Cups. Cups are our emotions, their consciousness, their things that we think about. It could even be love. There could be a new person coming into your life. And maybe that's what your fear is. Maybe your fear is the new start. Maybe your fear is your past and trapped with those emotions from your previous hurt relationship. And then I drew the 9 of Wands. And this is the only wands in this whole thing. And the Nine of Wands It says that it's the same as the Nine of Swords, you know, and so it doesn't surprise me that it showed up, because it's still saying, you know, you have things that are behind you that are holding you back. You have to pick and choose your battles. You have to figure out what's most important. No more crying over spilled milk. No more unhappiness. You've got to find a way to move on with your life. But again, this card presented in the reverse. So if you look at it, you've got the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Cups sitting up. Then the next card we have is the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a younger person, could be a child, could be a co-worker, could be somebody that you're interested in having some type of a relationship with. But Pentacles are the sign of money and materials. So, you know, maybe you will have a business partnership with them. Maybe it's somebody that you work with. Maybe they want to mentor you. Maybe they want to be like you. You know, they've seen your success, which was signified with this card, and they said, I want to be just like them. I want to do what they do. You know, so, you know, mentoring is a good thing. And the last but not least, we have the Seven of Swords. Now, isn't that interesting? 2 Seven of Swords in the same reading. You know, and when you put that all together, you know, that's saying you're still, by the end of the year, you're not going to be balancing things very well, but you will still have the things that you need. You've got the money coming in. You've got the strength. You've just got to be able to figure out a way to manage everything that's going on in your life. Now, this was interesting because I've got the 7, the 8, the Ace, the 9, the King, the 7 again. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, half of this reading is in your element. Half of this reading. So, as far as I see it, Libra, things are no longer going to be keeping you up at night. You're going to move forward. You're going to go where you need to go. You're going to do the things that you need to do. You're going to become that mentor, that person that someone else can depend on. You've got a lot going for you. I see the finances are going to be great, especially since all these pentacles are in here. Because pentacles, like I said, is our money, our materials, also earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But this is definitely your sign, your reading, all air signs, all swords. And as far as I can see, it looks like a great year to be a Libra. Love to all. Have a great day. Hope you subscribe. This channel's only going to get better. Love to all. Gemini.